Hello, everyone. Um, I finally made a mala bracelet that I am happy with. I made it so that the knot goes under the bead here, so I don't have to see the knot when I have it on. And I found out that the gems that I bought for it, the Buddha head, the Namaste sign, the tassel, and the feather all have latches, so I don't have to make a new bracelet every time. I just need to um, unclick them from their sockets and then click them on the guru bead on the bracelet I made. So I found that out today, but that's besides the point. So anyway, I just did almost 5 minutes of meditation, and meditation I found out is like a bike. Once you get back on it, you don't forget how to ride it. And in this case, you don't forget how to do meditation. I was convincing myself that I did it for a minute, but actually, I was doing it much longer than I thought I would, since I haven't done meditation that long in a while. So, I seen a Facebook post one of my friends shared earlier. It says, Rapist lives must be ruined. Well, I agree with that sentiment in general. Yeah, if somebody is a convicted rapist and they are in prison for being proven to be the rapist of that crime, yeah, their lives should be ruined because they're not the type of person I want to be around in society. They're the person I want to stay away from. But here's my question. What about the men and women that are falsely accused of rape and that are actually innocent but that go to prison for it? The evidence is actually proven that they're innocent, but then society doesn't believe that evidence even though it's public fact in newspapers because their lives are forever ruined because they were falsely accused of rape, and just that false accusation of rape in people's heads makes people truly believing that they are guilty of it even though the evidence says otherwise. In that case, that innocent person who was accused of rape is, unfortunately, they're going to be a public disgrace for the rest of their lives unless they change their identity and all that and nobody knows who they are. But anyway, that's my question. What about the men and women who are innocent, who are falsely accused of rape? That's my question. What about them? Their lives shouldn't be ruined, but unfortunately they are. So when I see stuff like rapist lives must be ruined, I agree with that when it comes to actual people who are guilty of it, who the evidence amounts against them, and not in favor of them, but against them. In that case, yes, their lives should be ruined. But another thing I wanted to talk about was, let's rationally discuss something here. Let's talk about immigration. Now, as you can see, I'm wearing my USA hat, and as somebody who is a proud American, look, I have no problem with immigration. I like immigration. I like the blending of different cultures, but here's my question to people. What about those who legitimately want to harm us? What about those who have intentions of harming us in this country and they come up with fake identities to get into the country? They should be vetted and they should be deported if they are a threat to us as a nation. And this is why I don't think President Trump's immigration suspension is such a bad idea. because Obama did the same thing in 2012 and it kept us safe for 6 months. And the reason why I don't think it's that of a bad idea, because it's not going to hold back green card holders. It's not going to hold back those who have permanent residency here. It's not going to hold back people who have visas. It's going to hold back those who have intentions of harming us, which I fully support. It's a national security measure and something I can get behind. Here's where I think the fallout comes. People let their political ideologies blind them, and they let their political ideologies, how do I say it, determine how they think. Now, as a libertarian, I don't let the libertarian ideology control how I think. I think like most libertarians independently from other libertarians. I have a different point of view on things than other libertarians. And this libertarian, myself, I don't see a problem with this immigration suspension for 3 months. I don't see a problem with it. I think it works in our favor. I think America does come first in this case. We have to think of our national security. We have to think of our own people first, which I fully support. I think most people should support that. I think we should be supportive of our own country. I know I'm a millennial, even though I don't consider myself to be a millennial. I am, unfortunately. But considering that I am a millennial, I see to find that other millennials aren't really supportive of their own country. I see that a lot of millennials tend to think that they know everything when it comes to national security and foreign policy, even though most of us are unemployed, or we have part-time jobs, or we're at colleges, or we're in debt from graduating from college. And I think that the majority of millennials don't seem to understand that there is a real risk of letting the wrong people in the country. And we have to understand that we can't be openly compassionate and loving and arm opening to every single person that wants to come to the country. We can't. We have to be cautious based on the people that want to come here. And that's a reality. We have to be cautious of some people who want to come here. And this is why, once again, I'll say this is why I don't think President Trump's immigration suspension is that bad of an idea. I think it's a good idea. I think everybody should support that, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, I want to point out another thing about my generation, which I think is a little bit worrisome. I think my generation seems to hold this idea that nobody's a terrorist, that nobody is intending to harm us. It's a dangerous thought process to have, in my opinion, once again, because there are people who do want to harm us. There are people who do envy us, but there are more people who want to harm us than envy us. Because we have all the freedoms that these countries don't have. We have the freedoms that these countries refuse to give their own people. And we have a democracy and the right to let our voices be heard and without being killed. And we let gay people, pansexual people, trans people be who they are in this country without being killed. We arrest those who rape their wives. We arrest those who commit rape in general. We put them in prison. They have their day in court. So we should be grateful of what we have in the country. But we also have to understand, though, we can't let everybody in this country. Because, like I said, there are people who are out there to harm us, more so than those who envy us. And we have to accept that fact. So this millennial who is not a Trump supporter, who did not vote for Trump, who voted for Gary Johnson, who voted for the Libertarian candidate, says that we should give this executive order a chance. Now, there are other executive orders that Trump wants to pass through that, yeah, I'm very sketchy on, but this one seems to be the most rational. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment, like, and subscribe, and click the bell for notifications when I create another video. I hate to beg for likes and shares here, but that's how my channel is going to grow here on YouTube. See you guys.